Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy BDB, and today I have a video I want to talk about. We need to have a deep discussion. We need to have a deep discussion about stuff because a lot of these teams that we overhyped, a lot of these players that we hyped up, saying, oh, this player is going to be a Heisman finalist, Heisman candidate. This team is a national championship contender. This team is going to win the conference. A lot of these teams and players are not looking like that. They're not. And I'm being honest. I have a list here of the teams I think are underperforming and the players I think are underperforming, and also teams and players that I think are over exceeding expectations. So first start off, underperforming teams, obviously Clemson, South Carolina. I mean, y'all both were top 10 at some point in the country. Clemson, you were top 5 coming into the season. Now look at both teams are unranked. I mean, I don't want to get too much into them. Texas, I mean, yeah, you're top 10, but I don't think Texas is a top 10 team in the country. I don't think so. Arch Manning is looking bad, abysmal with this offense. The only thing I can see Texas doing is the defense is carrying the offense. The defense is making the offense look good. The offense is bad. Everybody can see it. They struggled against Ohio State. They struggled in week 2 game against San Jose State. And they just struggled against UTEP. Here's my thing. The first game, I'm like, all right, you're playing Ohio State, and plus it's the first game of the season. Probably got nerves, Arch Manning debut as a starter. Second game, I'm like, all right, this is getting a little questionable because it is San Jose State. And people always say Arch Manning does do good against bad teams. The third game against UTEP, and the same thing happens. At this point, there's nobody else you can blame but just say your offense is just not good. What else can you say? I mean, your offense isn't good. Penn State, I don't think you're now credit people. I still have Penn State winning national championship, obviously under my Florida State Seminoles. But Penn State, look, I think you guys are going to do great this year, undefeated. But the problem is, I need you to dominate more. That's what I'm not seeing from Penn State. Like, all these other schools, I'm seeing them winning 40, 50 to 0. Penn State, you're winning like 34-0 against a team that you should easily beat by like 50 or 60. I'm seeing Penn State, you're leading at halftime 10-0 versus a team you should be beating like 30-something-0 at halftime. Like, Indiana just won a game 73-0. Credits against like another small community college in Indiana. But Penn State, you played Villanova. You let them score 6 points. That shouldn't even happen. They should have 0 points on the board. Y'all should have 60. I thought y'all were going to win it 60-0. LSU. I think the offensive side of LSU is underperforming, but the defensive side is doing great. And that's why I say LSU is underperforming. And people are thinking, oh, you're trying to say the team is bad, but the team is undefeated. No, the team can be undefeated, but you can still look bad. You can still get good rewards looking bad. It's not just because you got a good reward that, oh, it's end all be it. No, you can still get something good and still look bad. People don't understand that. Like with LSU beating Florida, the offense, I've heard, they are abysmal. Even when I watched Clemson, they struggled. Your defense is carrying you to wins. And as you're getting into the season more and more and more, it's going to show that if you can't get your offense together and you can't move that ball down the field, you can't put the ball in the end zone, you can't put the ball between the field goal posts and get 3 points, it's going to show that you're going to get exposed and you're not going to go far. You're not going to go to the conference championship. And if you get in the playoffs, you're going to get beat. You're going to get beat. Even though LSU is number 3 in the country, Penn State's number 2 in the country, their offenses is not looking like the offense that they should, in my opinion. And people could say the defense is looking good, but I look at it as a team, not as one set of offense looks good, defense looks bad. No, I'm not going to do that. Basically, I'm going to grade you as a team. I'm looking at these teams as a whole individual team. Now, when I get to players, that's different, but I'm looking at everybody as a team. Another team is Florida. Florida looks bad. They look really, really bad, especially against LSU. And like I said, LSU's defense is top tier. Florida, you lost to South Florida. I said, this is bad. Then you go to LSU. Now you're on a 2-game losing streak. This is really bad for Florida. Billy Napier, you might be out of there. Colorado is looking abysmal. Everybody was hyping up Colorado because they got some quarterbacks. They got this. They were wondering what's going on. And I didn't expect Colorado to do much this year. I'm not talking trash on Colorado, but I just didn't expect them to do much because I'm like, they don't really ever do much. They can, like, I will say this, they can bring headlines, but they're not going to go far. They're not. And we're seeing it this year. They just lost to Houston, and they're not going to get far this year. Notre Dame is underperforming. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Notre Dame. They were a top team in the country. You lost 2 ranked games in a row. I don't know how they're still ranked, but Notre Dame, they need help because they are underperforming. Now, their quarterback is looking good, but Jeremiah Love, where is he at? I'm not hearing nothing from Jeremiah Love. I'm not hearing nothing from Great House. I'm not hearing nothing from Notre Dame. They're quiet. And credit, people are always going to have that conversation with Notre Dame. Do you think it's time for you to join a conference, yada, 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 because they're in the ACC in college basketball? I don't care if they join a conference or not. My problem is this. Notre Dame is not looking like a top team in the country like everybody has been saying. Like they're going to go back to the national championship like everybody's been saying. I'm not seeing top running back in the country from Jeremiah Love or Jordan Love, whatever his name is. Another team, UCLA. People was hyping up UCLA before the season, and I said, why are we hyping this team up? They're 0-3. They just fired their head coach. Also with another team. I forgot what other team fired their head coach. But they just fired their head coach because they can't even beat New Mexico State. UCLA got problems. Players, I think, are underperforming. Obviously, Cade Klubnik, he's looking abysmal out there. That's self-explanatory. Arch Manning, he's not even looking right. And the thing is, most of these guys on this list, I'll say at least 5 out of the 6 players. No. Yeah, 5 out of 7 players. 5 out of 7 players I have on this list. Y'all said we're going to be Heisman finalists. Y'all said we're going to win the Heisman. Cade Klubnik and Arch Manning look bad. Lenore Sellers looks bad. And you know it's bad because, and I always tell people this, there's no way you think they're good, but yet your own fan, like your own fan base, is booing you. There's no way you think that a team or a player is good, but the own fans of that person or that team is booing you. Arch Manning, you were getting booed during UTEP. Cade Klubnik, you literally got booed during Troy. Lenore Sellers, you got booed during SC State, and you got booed again during Vanderbilt. South Carolina, Clemson, Texas, I don't know what y'all have going on. Y'all were supposed to be national championship contenders or playoff contenders or Heisman finalists on your team. The next one, Garrett Nussmeier. He's not looking too good. That, like I said, LSU's defense is carrying them. Nico Amialava, whatever how the heck you say your name is. You left Tennessee because you said you wanted more money. Because Carson Beck, a 2-time back-to-back national champion, got so much money because he's actually a good quarterback. A lot of people are saying Carson Beck's not a good quarterback, and I'm like, you're tripping. Carson Beck is a good quarterback. Regardless of what he did at Georgia, he is still a good quarterback who knows how to win games, and he is a back-to-back national champion. There's no way you genuinely think Carson Beck is a bad quarterback. You telling me if Carson Beck hit the transfer portal, you're telling me you're not thinking about getting Carson Beck? You're tripping. But Nico, you said, I want to get more money. You left Tennessee to go to UCLA thinking that you're going to do something special over there. And what have you done? Not a single thing over there at UCLA except lose. Nothing. It's like Nico went to UCLA and we just forgotten who he was in the dust. It was like Thanos snapped his fingers and he just disintegrated into the thin air. That's it. Caden Salters, whatever his name is, over there at Colorado. You literally lost your quarterback job. What is going on with that? What is going on with that, Caden? Julian Lewis, I get it. He's a freshman. I'm not expecting him to play. But, Caden, you got subbed out for the third string quarterback. The third string QB took your starting position. That's inexcusable. He's playing so bad. DJ Lagway, Heisman finalist, 5 picks, looking terrible, looking abysmal out there. You need to go. You know, I'm not going to say that. Lenore Sellers, you're not looking too good. Credit, I hope you a speedy recovery, but you're not looking good either. Even before you got injured. And all these fans of South Carolina saying, oh, if we had Lenore Sellers, we would have probably won the game. Vanderbilt had you beat dead to rights. Dead to rights. I could see that Vanderbilt was going to beat you dead to rights. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm just saying. Teams that I think over-exceeding expectations and players I think are over-exceeding expectations, I'll make a separate video for that. But in my opinion, those are the players and teams that I think are underperforming this year that really need like some identity finding, whatever, because they're going through it. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. That's going to consist this video. Oh yeah, my mic's dying. So I'll see y'all.